quick.
All right, we're live.
Yeah, I'm just let me do this on the other one now. Just a minute. I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Hi, it's I'm Thrifty Tim. It's it's Tuesday. It's after 12 here, so it's time for Tuesday afternoon with Thrifty Tim, and of course, and others. And of course, with me right now is Sir James,
Hello, everybody.
and so and hopefully Jorgen will be up later. We need to have our wrestling guy after all. Wrestling guy, jazz expert, and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I was going to have I I was going to have a totally different uh, uh, theme for this week, but I had to change it because of a few weeks back, my wife started having car problems, and it ended up being the timing belt and some other stuff that would have been over $2,000 uh, to repair. Uh, so we've been without a car and having to find another car. And
Yeah,
then
it's easier to get a new car than paying 200 for parts and that. Yeah, you might as well just get a new car.
over 2,000 for parts. Um,
No, it's not worth it.
yeah, and like a little under a week and a half ago, my son and daughter-in-law that just had dropped my wife off at work. She lives in another town than where we live, and they started to head back home, out in the country. All of a sudden, a deer runs out, hits them, totaled out his car. So, if you can imagine, and then my daughter, back on Friday, uh, she was came to take my bike to work, and all of a sudden her car started having problems installing out, and she got it repaired, but it was over $500. So you can imagine that we don't have
Mm.
much money for Christmas this year. So what I decided to do for a Christmas presents for our family, for that's my wife, daughter, son, and daughter-in-law. I'm going to I'm going to pick up 4 USB sticks this on Thursday, and what I'm doing is I'm from my record collection. I'm creating just filling the USB getting USB flash drives and filling them all up with music, different music for depending on who it's for, and and so I've been working on that and been digitizing the music. So what I'll do is I'll make myself large now, and
All right.
I'll show you what I've albums that I've gotten that recorded so far. Okay, so they're not in this particular order, any particular
Is
order.
this for your theme or is it just stuff you want to show?
This is my theme for today, you could say. The first
Okay.
part one of it. We'll
All
say.
right. Sounds good.
Okay, first, and it's mainly like hits and some others that select songs that I like off of them, the
All
hardcover
right.
songs. Okay, and some live tracks too. The first one is Paper Lace, a self-titled album. This is from 1974, and you might remember this one, James, that they the big song on here was The Night Chicago Died.
Oh yeah. I know that one.
Yeah, and they also had a hit with Billy Don't Be a Hero off of here. And they do a lot of covers on here, like Hitching a Ride,
I love that song.
Sealed with a Kiss,
Mm-hmm.
Dreams Are 10 a Penny, Mary in the Morning, and also Happy Birthday Sweet 16's on it.
Ah.
So there's a lot of songs just from that. Of course, like for me, my son, see, I'll be having the master of the music. So this is Yes, Fragile. Of course, this one's known for the roundabout or roundabout on it. So the next one, this next one's not. I don't have anything off it, so I don't have to show it. And next is Steve Goodman, the Essential Steve Goodman. Okay, he didn't have any hits off of these, but they some of the songs on here were hits for other people. Like okay, but there's one that is You Never Even Call Me by My Name. I can't remember who it was that had a big hit with that one. If I remember right, it was a country singer. And the other one on here that was a big hit, not for more than one person, but like it was a hit for Arlo Guthrie. That's City of New Orleans. And okay, and next up.
Oh.
The Grateful Dead, Skull and Roses live album. It's a 2 LP set from 1970 or 71. But down here it has like the Merle Haggard song Mama Tried's on here. Big Boss Man, Me and Bobby McGee and Johnny B. Good, and Not Fadeaways on here. Okay. Next up, Yellow. This is the album Balance of Power. Of course, this is was their last recording before you could say broke up for a little bit or whatever. And
I've never seen that album before.
well, it's a good album. Can't remember, or there was one hit down here anyway. That's the song "Calling America," but it's from 1984 or 5, or I think it's later than that. But just that white on yellow is hard to read, so I'll do it this way. Okay, 1986.
Can I see the label?
It's CBS Associated Records.
Ah.
Of course, I was stationed over in Germany at the time I got it, so got it on base at the base exchange. Okay, and the next one is Bertie Higgins. This is a promo copy, and it has Key Largo on it, and it's the one that was a big hit off of this one. So yeah, and you notice that my background's different. That's because I'm trying it with my laptop with it's hooked up to hooked directly up to the with hardwired in, I should say. It's a 13-year-old laptop, so but I have backup plans in case something it starts acting up. Okay, next one is Poco. This uh, this helmet's head over heels, and this one has to hit to keep on trying on it, and that there was a episode of the TV show Bones where all of them it just started playing in their heads and they'd start singing it and stuff or humming it, and which was just uh, hilarious. Next one is band called Jojo Gunn. This is one that Jay Ferguson, who had been in Spirit before this, he formed this band, and they had one. They were like it was a one-hit wonder band,
Mm-hmm.
and they had hit with the song "Run, Run, 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 Run" off of here. And see, this was before he had a hit the solo hit with the song "Thunder Island."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one is group from the Chicago area, and they're still together. That's that. This is the Ides of March. There, and the song is "Vehicle" was the hit off of here, and well, anyway, but then there's another song I recorded off it. The last song on the album is called "Symphony for Eleanor." It's a drawn out version of Eleanor Rigby.
Mm.
Okay, next up is Long San Messina. Mother Lode is a album, and on here they do the songs like "Be Free" is on here, and that's a thing one I think
Yeah, we got a little yacht rock going there.
just that they weren't only yacht rocks, that they had a lot of good stuff. Okay, now here's the Hollies. The album is Hollies. This is from '74 on Epic Records, and the the big hit on here is "The Air That I Breathe."
I love that song.
And but they had some other good songs on here too, like "Falling," "Calling," and the day that Curly Bill shot down Tracy Sam McGee. This next one, I can skip it. Didn't, didn't have anything that went on that there. Okay, the next one is Maria's 3 LP set, live set, and of course some of the songs on here are "Heart of the Sunrise," "Roundabout," "Year Ooh," "All Good People," "Here's It's No Disgrace," and "Starship Trooper" are all on here. And then Deep Purple, "In Rock." I had It's a Child in Time that I took off. This one I can't remember. Okay, this cover is not in the greatest of shape. This is, well, of course, I don't think I took anything off it. This is, but Robin Trower album had, it's one that I got from my friend Perry. This is Caravan to Midnight, and it's a good album.
Well, you don't play the album cover.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Stephen Stills. That's Stephen Stills 2. Of course, this one has, where is it? There it is. Holding out by magnifying glass. Sometimes when the print's hard to read, this helps. Because trying to remember the songs with all them that I've been listening to. Okay, like this has Change Partners. That's probably the bigger one on there.
And is that the same Stephen Stills that's in Crosby, Stills
Yes,
and
it
Nash?
is.
Ah.
Elvis Spin Out.
Ooh, now we're talking my language.
And trying to remember which ones were hits off here. There were like 3 or 4 that I recorded off of here. I think Am I Ready was one of them, or All That I Am on the Walls too. And maybe Smorgasbord, but I can't remember which one. And for finding which ones were hits, the way I do it is I use on Wikipedia. You can for different artists, if you want to, just go to Wikipedia, type in the artist name. A lot of times they'll have a page just on their on their discography. Sometimes not, but that it'll show under their
That's a smart way to do it.
And it will tell you the what's the songs that were hits. Not only here one or two charts, they do it from several many countries, not just the United States, Canada, and the UK. It's worldwide. Next one is the Best of the Herman's Hermits.
Oh, I love them. Does it have Mrs. Brown? You have a lovely daughter.
Yeah, the ones that I got off here is that I'm Henry the Eighth. I am.
Oh, that's a classic.
Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Silhouettes. Can't you hear my heartbeat? And Sea Cruise. Okay. Yeah. See, that a lot of these are ones I got from Perry so far. Now, this one is Collections, the Young Rascals, and on here this is from '66, so it's early Young Rascals. This was their second album. Before they changed the name to just Rascals or Rascals. But what is the reason was a hit off of here? Lonely Too Long. And Love Is a Beautiful Thing and Land of a Thousand Dances I recorded off here too.
Oh yeah. Na 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 na.
Okay, then the next one, Boomtown Rats, Mondo Bongo, and this is a promo copy, and the songs off of here I got is I'm trying to remember. Of the Elephant's Graveyard, Banana Republic, and Up All Night, I think was one, and I can't remember from there. Okay, this next one I didn't get anything off of. I don't think so anyway. Nope. Okay, next, the King Slide at Kelvin Hall. This is from, shoot, I can't remember, from 67. But it's a live album, and on there they did like a well-respected man, Dandy. You Really Got Me, uh, and Elk Cow Blues Medley.
Doesn't have Lola?
No, this was before Lola came out. Because that's from 66 or 67, something like that. Okay, next one, Carl Wilson, Youngblood. Though he had like one hit off of here, which is "What Do You Do to Me" was a hit off of this album. But then there's also a couple of cover songs that I've copied off of here. One is "Rockin' All Over the World," the one written by John Fogerty. And the other one is "Youngblood," the title track. And next up is Classics 4 with featuring Dennis Yost. And then this album titles traces two hits they had off that were "Every Day with You, Girl" and "Traces." But then they also had a bunch of covers out. It's "Mr. Blue," "Sunny," "Our Day Will Come," and "Traffic Jam." Traffic Jam is well known. It was a Tommy Rose song. So, okay. And the next two albums were both by the same band, both released the same year. First one is "Every Mother's Son," and that's the self-titled album. This is from 66, I think 66 or 67. And the hit off this one was "Come and Take a Ride in My Boat." And then the other one is "Every Mother's Son, Son's Back." And the songs on here are "Put Your Mind at Ease," I'm trying to remember what the other one was. I can't remember now. Oh, "Pony with the Golden Mane."
Does that front flip open and you see their faces? Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, of course, the next one I don't really have to say too much about. It's a 80s classic.
Aha, center field, yes.
Of course, the songs off this one is "That Old Man Down the Road," "Rock and Roll Girls," "Big Train from Memphis," and "Center Field." Okay, and this next one is a band that you'll recognize and probably remember. From the 70s, this is the Bay City Rollers, "Rock and Roll Love Letter." And let's see, what year is this from, if I can see it. It's from 76. But the hits on here were uh, Money Honey and Rock and Roll Heaven.
Hmm.
The funny thing is, I I I was think this was on Saturday that I had done that one, and I just decided to take a break from spinning and check, and I just did a search for on my streaming device for Bay City Rollers on Tubi. They have on there. They have it was one season only. The Bay City Rollers show. It was produced by Sid and Marty Krofft.
Oh wow, the guys that do the puppets.
Yes, and the puppets are on there like Witchy Poo and some of the others are on there. Doing Heskets. And the last one I have to show you is Bad and Company. The album is Desolation Angels. Uh, and of course, the big hit off here was Rock and Roll Fantasy. And well, actually, it's not even that one. That's right. I was going to do that, but that's not on there. Instead, when I started spinning it, and I said, "Hey, that's not Desolation Angels. What it is Run with the Pack." So the songs I did off here is "Live for the Music," and "Honey Child" was a hit. "Run with the Pack." Probably around the biggest hit on here, though, was on side two, and you don't hear this one mentioned really. "Young Blood."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a Miller song, but with the way they did it, they did a good job with it. Well, that's all I. Oops, sorry about that.
That's all right. I'll make myself big, and I got some Beatles
Yeah,
news for you
yeah.
all.
See, I have my laptop on top of a couple boxes of books. So
Ah, so I've got some Beatles news, but before I get into that, I'll show you what I've been reading. I'm back into reading my 150 glimpses of the Beatles. Sorry about the glare from my ring light. And I'm up to where am I now? Page 448. And I have how many pages left here? I'm not sure. Over 500 something, but I don't remember anyway. So now my Beatles news is this coming Friday, and I have some other stuff to talk about. This coming Friday, on the 21st, we are getting the Beatles Anthology 4 box set coming out. But there's something else. If you just want the fourth CD, you can get it as a standalone CD set. It's a two disc set. And I think my sister's going to get me that for Christmas. So I'm happy because I asked her about it. She always gets me 2 jigsaw puzzles every year. I said, this year, let's change it up. I want Beatles Anthology 4. And so she'll just get me the standalone number 4 one because I'm curious about that unreleased tracks and everything. I'm really stoked about that. And also on November 4th, it was released by Paul McCartney. It's a book, hardcover book, 500 pages long. It's called Wings, The Story of a Band on a Run by Paul McCartney. So my mom ordered that for me for Christmas, so I'm going to have that. And she
yeah,
also,
that's one I would mind because I like Wings, of course, with Denny Lane.
yeah, and it's expensive, the book, about $45 Canadian, but it was worth it. My mom says, "You really want that?" I said, "Yes." The editor was on the Fab Forum a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about some of the stories from the book. I said, "This sounds like a good read. I really want to read this." So my mom got it for me, and so that's one of my Christmas
Oh,
gifts that I know about.
I'll,
And
I'll wait till I get it in my library.
yeah, I watched a really good movie Thursday night called Roof Man with Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. It's a true story about this guy that robbed a McDonald's because he needed money to buy his little daughter a bicycle for her birthday. So he got it, but then he got arrested. He went to jail. Then he escaped. But then how he hid and went on a run, he hid and lived in a Toys R Us store. Then he met this woman, Kirsten Dunst, and they fell in love and stuff like that. And he went to her church and he donated stuff and he was giving stuff to her girls, but he was stealing games and stuff and toys from Toys R Us to give to them. But then, well, I won't say what happens next, but it's a very, very good movie. I really enjoyed it. And then a little later after that, I put on Pluto TV to see what was new in there, and I hit the jackpot. They had all the seasons of Rawhide with Clint Eastwood. So I watched that because I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, as you all know. And I was excited to see that young Clint. He was looking good, and he's a good actor. And I like the show. It's a little different from what I was expecting, but I really enjoyed it. And then I found out they have an '80s action channel, and they were showing the 18. And they also have Knight Rider with Kit the car, when Michael Knight used to talk into his watch. Kit, get over here now. All right, Michael, I'm on my way. And then the car would come to him. Yeah, I love that show. That was a good series back in the day. So that's all I have to report. I don't have a theme this week because I haven't been feeling well because my new kidney pills are stronger and they made me feel sick to my stomach. And I had the chills. So I wasn't really in the mood for much of anything much because I canceled my stream Sunday because of that. So hopefully this Sunday I'll be back in action again. But I'm here with you guys today. So now back to our regular scheduled program with Tim and company. Here we go. All right. Ding.
Okay, well, I'll show you some books that first of all go- I'm going to show some books that I picked up back on Friday. See, I decided to go to our public library on Friday. It's like a 10-minute bus ride to get there for my
That's
place.
not bad.
Well, anyway, and sometimes I do is what I call browsing the stacks. You know how people will a lot of times will go when they're looking for a book, they'll go look in the card catalog or on the computer to find where their book's at and stuff. And well, what I do is browsing the stacks. I don't even bother with that. I'll just randomly pick a shelf to start at, and I'll just start walking to back and forth among all the stacks and picking up books that look interesting to me. And and so on Friday did it in the I did in some of the nonfiction stacks, and this one caught my eye right away. This is
Ooh.
Conan Doyle for the Defense. I had seen somebody post it before, show it before uh, BookTube. But what it's about is about an actual case in Scotland of about a murder and a guy that uh, kept saying that he was wrongfully accused and stuff, and they, it took a while, but to convince Arthur Conan Doyle to investigate it. And this is one that he spent 20 years on. But the guy finally got exonerated. And I'm still early on in the book, but it's pretty good so far.
Hmm.
And then the other book I picked up is more of a programming book because before I went on Social Security, or before I went on Social Security disability, I was trying to finish up my bachelor's degree in computer science, which I never did finish. I was only like a year away before I had to stop because my migraines were getting too bad. Or, uh, well, this is a language that we covered a little bit in one of our classes, but and so I figured I'd pick up the book. And this book, it's got like 7 books together in it. It's like part like in the Dummies series.
Ooh.
Uh, and this is a programming language Python. I figured
Oh wow.
I could play around with that a little bit. Okay, can't remember whether I showed you this uh, um, 2 weeks ago. On my Kindle, I'm reading mystery from the public domain. It's by the author Mary Roberts Reinhardt. She was a big mystery writer, and she wrote some other stuff other than mystery also. But I'm reading her first story again. It's a real good book, and so uh, let me get this brought up real quick. It doesn't take too long. But the story is the circular name of the story is the circular staircase, and I'm on page 61 of the book. There's like maybe 250 pages in the book, but of all the books together, so the ebook is 5,117 pages.
Wow, that's a lot.
But I'll just keep reading the book through this page. When I finish one, I start up the next.
Hmm.
And then I'm still reading the Civil Fall Fears by Tom Clancy. I'm on page. I've read through on page 315 out of 914, and it's the fifth book in the Jack Ryan series.
Looks like the back is falling apart on that
Oh
book.
yeah, I've had it for years, and it's gone through several movies with me. Now, where's they're behind me, I think. Yes, they are. Okay. Okay. Herman Warren's Remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at page. I'm read through page 136, and it's well over 1,000 pages long, and it's pretty good. I haven't read any over the past week from it. Okay, on my Kindle, trying to remember. Oh, I'm reading science fiction short stories on here, but I read a longer science fiction short story on here that uh, that I really liked, and let me see. You see, this is a big collection of short stories. It's I think before it switched up to showing locations from pages, it was over 2,000 pages in it. But it's all short stories, science fiction short stories. And it's taking out a. And down here I'm reading, oh, here we go. Uh, I've read through location, what location is. I've read through location 2,989 uh, of 37,000 uh, uh, or 37,300 paid or
Wow.
308 locations. But the one I read before this that I really liked was okay. Let me see that again. It was written by a female. Her name was Evelyn E. Smith. The name of the book is Century in the Sky. And it's about, okay, this, of course, it's science fiction, so it's in the future. And a guy was coming into to work and he went to check in, but he got a message, the computer gave him a message to report to a different area for reclassification. And he was thinking it was something bad or whatever. And what it was, they wanted him to do, he was chosen by the computer for doing a mission uh, where he'd be like a secret agent on another planet that, because there's a lot of planets pretty much under the Earth's rule in that time in this. And these are all older short stories too, but this one, uh, he's asking why me and stuff like that, and once he started looking at stuff, pictures of people there and stuff, because he said that okay, all the other planets they do not have a human life form like these do. They just look a little paler and stuff.
Hmm.
And the thing is, he's pale already, so he looks about like them and stuff. And he doesn't have friends on Earth. He doesn't even try making friends and stuff. And finally, he's convinced that each side's go. They said it would be like a because he was like a sub archivist. His position was he wanted to be a musician, but they said no. The computer said no. Well, anyway, so but they then people are classified between echelon or lower echelon and upper echelon, and he's in a lower echelon position, but higher up in the lower echelon, and he figured he'd be that that, that going to a worse position. But actually, he ended up being in the upper echelon for because of the job he was doing, and he was a librarian at a library on the planet he was at in a village, and he was making friends fast, and he falls in love with the head librarian, and so he went and asked if it was okay if he got married. They said sure, go ahead and stuff, and so and they went and then they went to different activities and stuff, and they went to a place where he really liked it there because seeing a guy was playing. It was like actually it was at like a temple or something, and there's a guy playing an instrument like it's like a combination of guitar, drums, and like there's a bladder on there where you can roll into and stuff. And he asked if he could try playing it, try that instrument. He'd never seen something like anything like it before. And well, anyway, he starts taking lessons on it, and he was considered to be real good. And they even recorded him playing it some, and sending tapes to Earth, where he was becoming a big hit as a musician on Earth. even though he's not classified, but he's on another planet. Plus, he was upper echelon. And see, the guy that recruited him was a general. And he said, "Yeah, I didn't want to be in the military, but I wanted to be a writer. But since he couldn't be a writer, he ended up in the military, and he was a general, so made it into the upper echelon. And he he wrote a series of books that were like made into TV shows.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he said once you're in the upper echelon, you can do whatever you want, pretty much.
Wow.
Well, anyway, he ends up being on the planet for 5 years and stuff. I don't want to ruin it for people that might want to find the book story and read it.
That sounds good.
Again, the name of the book is Century of the Sky by Evelyn E. Smith.
Wow.
And on here, I was reading you probably remember I was reading a children's public domain series. This one that I've been doing is more girls and this is that from the 1920s, and I'm on the uh, last book, book number 5, the last book of that series on there. See, I'm pretty much going to be doing like a series on talk about public domain children's books and other public domain books and stuff too. So that's all that I've been reading lately,
Hmm.
and as for since I'm done showing those, uh, I've been watching some stuff on streaming on the streaming channels over my streaming devices. Well, one thing I watched a bunch of uh, is on TV. They have I'm not sure if it only lasts 4 years or if that's all that TV has. That's that's 4 seasons of the Partridge Family,
Ah.
and that's on Tubi, so it's free.
Well, I gotta look that up. I love that show. Mr. Kincaid.
Yep, Reuben Kincaid.
Yep.
Well, anyway, then also started joking around, started checking out some of these Christmas ones that they.
While you're talking about that, I'm gonna just grab some movies to show.
Well, anyway, the one was called Christmas Story. It's a Finnish one. It's about that's their interpretation of like Santa Claus. Takes place in Finland, and about Nicholas, who from when he was a young boy, he lived in a fishing village, and his and every well anyway, and fishing season was ended, and this but he had a baby sister, and she got real sick, and her uh, her parents were taking her to be seen by a doctor, which was a good ways away, and they were going to go over the ice and stuff, and well, anyway, a few days later, they hadn't come back. Like it was like a week or two later, they hadn't come back yet, and people, some of the people, the residents of the village came in and said they found your parents' bodies and stuff, and but with it being a fishing village, and it wasn't that it was more of a poor fishing village. Well, anyway, what they decided to do is that there were 6 families that each of them would take turn each year at Christmas. Nicholas would be switched over to the next family to stay with them. That went that way for a while. And then there was a real poor fishing year, and he, there's a guy that's pretty much like a hermit, but he comes and sells goods like they have baking dishes and stuff out of wood, carving wood and stuff. Well, anyway, but what I did mention is Nicholas, ever since from when he was little, he make little toys out of wood. Like he was making one for his sister and stuff. And with her having died and stuff, it was rough on him. But this guy, when he saw some of this work, he decided he'd take him home with him and to use him more like do like slave labor and stuff. But after a while, after he gets to know Nicholas and stuff, he had switches that because he turns out this guy had two sons and they had moved to the city and just left him, and so he was bitter and stuff. But with the way Nicholas treated him, he considered him to be like a son. But this continues on and shows how he became Santa Claus.
Ah,
Like I said, this was a Finnish movie. It's real interesting. But another one I saw was called Miracle on Highway 34. Instead of being a remake of, it's sort of like a remake
Miracle.
of 34th Street, but it's still a lot different. It takes place in the mountains during a blizzard at Christmas time. And most of it takes place in a diner that's open. That's real good. So that's pretty much what I've been watching.
Hmm. All right. Well, I got some movies to show, some classics. Can't go wrong with the classics, you know.
Yeah,
As long as they don't colorize a black and white film, because that would just be.
yeah.
So what I have to show you is some Judy Garland and some Audrey Hepburn stuff. So we're going to start with Judy Garland, of course. Maybe I should put it over this side so I don't knock anything as I show you. So we're going to start with, this is going back to 2009, this box set here. This is the 70th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz, 3-disc Emerald Edition. Ooh, I love this. Now, when I was growing up, Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz was nostalgic in my family, watching it every year when it came on the TV. But what not a lot of people know, they always thought the first part was black and white, and then it turns into color. Well, actually, it's not black and white because when they put this back in cinemas in 1999, they cleaned it up, and we found out that it wasn't black and white. It was just a lot of dirt on it. Actually, the color that was not black and white was
Yeah,
actually sepia tone. It was kind of like a brownish gold looking color. I
yeah.
thought it was beautiful. So that's what this is on here. And then on the back, you see the ruby slippers,
Hmm.
the famous ruby slippers. So it says here, Journey over the Rainbow in sparkling high-def splendor. 3-disc edition of the most magical movie in Hollywood history with refreshing 1080p picture clarity and revitalized Dolby True HD audio fidelity. And before I read all the special features that are on this wonderful box set, I have to tell you, when I first got it, my friend bought it for me for Christmas or my birthday a couple of years back. And when I put it in, I wanted to go to the land of Oz right away to see what it looked like. And when Dorothy opens that door and goes into Oz, when the colored parts come in 1080p, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, I saw colors and things I'd never seen before. You could see the makeup of the scarecrow come out even more clearer than what you saw before. I mean,
Of
that's
course,
how good the color looked.
of course, you know who was originally going to be the Tin Man in it.
Yeah, Buddy Epson. But the makeup made it. He had an allergic reaction to the makeup, so we couldn't. So then I got my sister. She came over one day. I said, "Terry, you got to come to my room. You got to see this. I got to show you when Dorothy goes into the land of Oz." She was shocked too to see how beautiful the Technicolor picture looked in 1080p and true HD. She was like, "Whoa, that's amazing." And then I skipped along to the Scarecrow. I said, "Look at the details in the face. That's how amazing it looked." So, on to what's on here. So, disc one, the movie, commentary by historian John Frick, Dolby 5.1 sing along feature, archival, making, and retrospective featurettes, outtakes and deleted scenes, extensive stills and theatrical trailer galleries, audio jukebox of over 6 hours of recording sessions, radio shows, and promos. Disc number two, special features, all new documentary, Victor Fleming, Master Craftsman. TV special, The Dreamer of Oz, starring John Ritter, Annette O'Toole, and Rue McClanahan of Golden Girls fame. All new Munchkins tribute featurette, seven short subject feature film screen visualizations of Oz. Disc three, bonus movie, MGM When the Lion Roars, a 6 hour award winning Studio Chronicle standard definition DVD, which is on a flip sided disc. And now I'll show you the inside of this thing and we'll see what the disc looks like. Haha. All right, there we go. So there's the front, the back is the same. And then you flip it. Blu-ray. There's the movie itself with Judy Garland looking dazzling, as she did back then. Then you have the second disc with the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, and then that long movie When the Lion Roars on a flip-sided disc. So you got part one on one side, and the other side is part two.
Yep.
And you just slip back in this little box.
We have, I think it's like the 75th anniversary of the movie or something like that. It's on a regular DVD that we have.
Now, next up, we have more Judy Garland. This one is with Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. Bring on the Show with music and dancing. Color by Technicolor. And it's Summer Stock. Love this movie. And that's where she sings Get Happy. That's one of my favorite songs in this film. So there she's doing the Get Happy scene here. Right there.
Well, the other thing I watched, Judy Garland movie on Tubi.
So you got special features on here. New featurette, Summer Stock, Get Happy, classic cartoon, The Cuckoo Clock, vintage Pete Smith speciality short, Did You Know, audio only bonus outtake song, Fall in Love, teaser, theatrical trailer, and so on and so forth. Then next up, we have one of my favorites, because this song, one of my favorite songs in this movie is where Fred Astaire does a number called Steppin' Out with My Baby. Steppin' Out with My Baby. I love this. Easter Parade with Judy Garland. I love this film. I never get tired of watching this. It's a classic. My friend Megan bought me this for my birthday a couple of years back, and I'll never forget watching this every year when it would come on TV. Classic. Now we have another one.
Well, with me, with the movie I like to have that Tassus on Easter Parade in is Holiday Inn.
Oh yeah, I love that movie too. Yeah. So this next one is part of the Andy Hardy series, but I only have the one. But I should get all the Andy Hardy movies, but that would cost a lot of money. But at some point, I want to own them all.
It's hard to find them. I figure it's Love Laughs at Andy Hardy that you have.
Well, I was downtown at this video store or place where you can buy DVDs at the time. This is long before I had Blu-ray. And I was with my friend Megan. We were Christmas shop. Well, we weren't Christmas shopping. We were just going for a little shopping spree to get movies and stuff. And we were at McDonald's, and I went and I kicked myself because I didn't pick up this movie. And I said, Meg, do you mind if we go back to that store? I got to pick up that Judy Garland film. It wasn't that expensive. And I said, you know what? I have the money for it. She said, well, if you're low on funds, I'll help you. She said, it is a good one. I said I have to go back and get it. I'd be stupid if I just let it slip away from me. So this one's Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland. Love finds Andy Hardy. Mickey's in love and Judy's his girl. So here
Okay,
we go.
I
Love
have
finds
seen
Andy
that.
Hardy. And it also stars who else is in here? It's got 16 Mickey Rooney play 16 feature films and one short. That's all the Andy Hardy, 16 of them. Wow. So we have Anne Rutherford and Lana Turner who are in here too. So the introduction by Garland biographer John Frick with Anne Rutherford. Leo was on the air radio promo. Andy Hardy trailer gallery. So this is nice that I have this. Now we go on to another one with Judy Garland and Gene Kelly again. For Me and My Gal, greatest musical show ever to thrill your heart. George Murphy and Gene Kelly are in it too. So here we go. For Me and My Gal. Kind of reminds me of the Easter parade kind of thing with the dress and all what she's wearing there. And the special features on here. Now, there's a reason I wanted this one because this Judy Garland short with Deanna Durbin is hard to find, and it had it on here, and that's the reason I wanted this one. So, bells are ringing with bonuses. Commentary by Garland biographer John Frick. Two vintage musical shorts, La Fiesta de Santa Barbara and the one I was talking about, Every Sunday with Judy Garland and Deanna Durbin, because I wanted it for every Sunday. So I was like, ooh, they got it. Okay, I want it. So, and Me and My Gal, for Me and My Gal, deleted finale, and three cheers for the Yanks outtake photo recreations. Audio only bonuses. March 22, 1943. Screen Guild players, radio production starring Garland, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. All right, so we got some more Judy Garland, and then we're moving on to Audrey. So this is a classic, and I know this one's on Blu-ray, so I want to upgrade it to Blu-ray because it's going to look fantastic in 1080p. Um, One of my favorites. It's a two-disc special edition. Judy Garland and MGM's "Meet Me in St. Louis" in Technicolor, glorious love story with music.
That's the movie I
Margaret
watched
O'Brien.
the other day. I watched that on Tubi the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair. I love this movie, and there she is. And that's not her real hair. She's wearing a wig. If you didn't know.
mhm,
And there she is with Tootie, Margaret
yeah.
O'Brien. That's the "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" sequence. And you know what? I can't stress this enough. Everybody else butchers that song. Only Judy can sing "Over the Rainbow" and "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." Nobody else does it as good as she does. And that's just me. All right, so here's what it looks like on the back. And then inside, it shows you all what's on disc number one. So you get Vincent Minnelli trailer gallery. So he's these are all, and he's the one she married that Judy married, and that's how they had Liza. So Vincent Minnelli trailer gallery includes An American in Paris, The Bad and the Beautiful, Brigadoon, The Courtship of Eddie's Father, which has Richie Cunningham in there, Ron Howard, Designing Women, Father of the Bride, Gigi, and Meet Me in St. Louis 1955 reissue. So, this too, bonus materials. Roddy McDowell hosts the revealing documentary Meet Me in St. Louis, The Making of an American Classic. Dick Cavett narrates the nostalgic MGM studio profile Hollywood, the Dream Factory. So you get Scene Index, Dreams for Sale, A Studio is Born, Factory Rising, Stars and Epic, Screen Luxury, Sex, Smoke, and Love, Mickey and Judy, Adaptation, Backlot Farewell, End Credits. 1966, Meet Me in St. Louis TV series pilot episode, A Debutante from the East, starring Shelley Fabre, Celeste Holm, and Retta Shaw. Becoming Attractions, Judy Garland, Vintage Vitaphone um, Varieties musical short Bubbles, showcasing an early screen appearance of Judy Garland as one of the three Gum sisters. Vintage Soundy, Skip to Malou, featuring songwriters Hugh Martin and Ralph Blaine. Deleted song Boys and Girls Like You and Me. Photo recreation. Stills Gallery. Lux Radio Theater broadcast. December 1946 adaptation starring Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien and Tom Drake. And there's a disc one and and disc two. So
Well,
this is
I was
great
going,
movie.
I was going to say the version of the person I like has singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" is Bing Crosby.
I differ on that one. To me, it's still Judy.
Because
Hands.
I grew up liking Bing Crosby, so
All right. So now we're back. We're on to our last Judy, and then we go on to Audrey Hepburn. So first of all, we have Mickey and Judy Garland, and Turner Classic Movies' greatest classic film legends film collection. So we have Babes in Arms, Strike Up the Band, Babes on Broadway, and Girl Crazy with Mickey and Judy. And these are classics. I love these movies. So, um, let me tell you what's in them. Um, okay. All right. So, all movies, uh, introduction by Mickey Rooney, theatrical trailer. So, Babes in Arms includes commentary by historian John Frick, Our Gang short, that's the Little Rascals, but it was also called Our Gang. Short, dual personalities, cartoon, The Mad Maestro, 1939, newsreel, audio only bonuses, Leo is on the air, radio promo, and 3 radio shows with Rooney and Garland. Strike Up the Band includes Pete Smith's specialty, comedy, short, Wedding Bells, cartoon, Romeo in Rhythm, do the La Conga stereo remix version, audio only bonuses, Leo is on the air, radio promo, Millions for Defense, Good News of 1938, and 2 radio shows of Rooney and Garland. Babes on Broadway includes Pete Smith's specialty comedy short, How to Hold Your Husband Back, cartoon Dance of the Weed, audio only bonuses, 2 Leo's on the air, radio promos, Morton of the Movies, radio adaptation with Rooney and Garland, and Chin Up, Cheerio, Carry On song demo performed by Burton Lane. And then last but not least, Girl Crazy includes commentary by historian John Frick, comedy short Hollywood Daredevils, cartoon The Early Bird Dude It, I Got Rhythm stereo remix version, audio only bonus, Bronco Busters outtake. And all the movies are like on top of each other. This is what I don't like. You can scratch the DVDs that way. If they had the flippy things, that would be even better. But well,
mhm.
you do. But it's still nice to have this box set. And now we move on to Audrey and one of my all-time favorite movies of hers, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yes, from 1961, music by Henry Mancini and directed by Blake Edwards, the Pink Panther fame.
Yep.
So I love this movie. I can watch this forever and ever, never get tired of it. And I read the special features, but it's so bloody small, the writing, so I'm not going to strain my eyes on that. So next up, we have another one of my favorites. And do you know what happens in this one? She learns how to speak properly. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. And she could have danced all night. And I've grown accustomed to her face, and that is My Fair Lady. Yes. I got this for my birthday a couple of years back from a friend of mine. He said it was very expensive, and because he knew I wanted this, because I'm a big Audrey fan. And come on, Dover, move your bloomin' arse. That scene was funny in the film. So here we go. So this is on Blu-ray. So we have disc 1 is the Blu-ray. Bonus features on disc number 2, and then disc number 3 is the movie on DVD. But why would you want to watch it in DVD when you have it in HD. You know what I mean? So next up, we have on here another quote from the film. I'm 6 months. In 6 months, I could pass her off as a duchess. And one of my favorite songs in there is "Wouldn't It Be Loverly?" Da 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 da. I love that song. And then next up, we have three more. So this one is the only one that Fred Astaire did with Audrey Hepburn, and this one is called Funny Face.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, and he's a photographer, and he sees her as a model, and so he makes her into a model. And there's good music in there, musical. Then another one, classic. We have Humphrey Bogart, William Holden, and Audrey Hepburn.
I'm a Humphrey Bogart fan.
Sabrina,
Oh yeah.
Audrey, and then her first movie she ever made with Gregory Peck, Roman Holiday, classic. I love
Yeah,
this one.
that's a good one too.
Yep. And there's the back. I love that. Such a great movie. It's a classic. And now we will go back, and I'll make myself
Uh,
small.
I wonder where Jorgen's at.
Yeah, I wonder that too. I hope he comes. I messaged him,
I did too.
so I hope he.
I had sent them the link.
Yeah. So I hope he comes. So there, everybody, you get to see some of my movie collection. And you know what? I'm not embarrassed to like the classics. You're never too old to love the classics.
Oh, I like classics too. If you haven't noticed.
Now, if any of these movies came back to the cinema, I would go watch them. If they had a marathon of Judy Garland films, I would go definitely.
I can't watch movies in movie theaters because like reflecting off the screens, it's just too rough on me.
Ah, but there's one movie I really would love to see on the big screen in CinemaScope, and that would be Doctor Zhivago with the surround sound and everything with Lara's theme,
Yeah,
like booming around the whole theater around you. That would just be fantastic. That's something
uh,
I would really
I
like.
have the soundtrack to Doctor Chicago.
I have it too. I mean, Lara's theme, that overture at the beginning
Yeah,
before the actual opening credits come on, and Lawrence of Arabia. That's another one I want to see on the big screen. Especially the scene where he blows out the match when he's like, and then it just pans out to the desert. That scene is so well done. The way they edited that scene, that would look so great in CinemaScope on the big screen. Oh, I'd have goosebumps. The camera work in that film, the lighting, and that in Doctor Shivago is just perfect. Like the scenes in the desert at night with the just a little hint of light, the way they did it was just fantastic. And I have Lawrence of Arabia on Blu-ray, and I also have it on DVD. But I upgraded because it looks better in 1080p. It looks better in HD, and the sound is better too. So, you have any other stuff you can show us while we're waiting for Jorgen?
ooh, I'm not sure. I can
Or-
randomly pull some records off the shelf.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, do a whack a mole or something like Mazzy does.
No, I'll just do it like this.
Oh, it's fun taking these out, but it's a pain in the butt to put them all back, which I'll have
Go
to do
with me and put them
again.
all together. Oh, he's finally here.
Yep, you can put the link out for him, and I'll have the pleasure of bringing him up. Hello, Jorgen. Welcome.
Well, I'll just show a few of these then.
All
Uh,
right.
I've heard that a friend of mine that doesn't do as what many vinyl
Oops,
communities.
why did I make myself big?
Uh, uh, it's I can't remember his the channel name. He said one of them that does movies one. his first name is Mike. I've known him before he started doing the movie ones. Yet how when he was a bigger record collector. But somebody had has uh, uh, had competition or whatever going for about jazz and see with me that I don't like all jazz, but there's some jazz I like, and this one I like this jazz. This is uh, Dave Grusin and that New York LA Dream Band.
Ah,
And along with Dave Grusin, there's Lee Ritenour, George Young, Anthony Jackson, Eric Gale, uh, Steve Gadd, Ruben Spassini, uh, Tony Okashi, and Don Grusin.
I don't know any of those guys.
Yeah,
You, Jorgen?
Jorgen White.
Good evening, by the way.
Yeah, good evening.
Sorry being late, but I took a nap and I forgot to put the time on the clock.
That's okay.
I should have done. I messaged him like I did yours.
Yeah, but I can't see the Facebook messenger
Well,
on my phone.
No, what this is you know how they consider all capitals to be like yelling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I normally
Yes.
put the time on put the clock.
I
on
was
the,
laughing about that, Tim, when you sent it all in caps. Like, why are you shouting? That was hilarious.
To answer the question, it's always good to hear Lee Ritenour's name being mentioned.
Well, with Jorgen here, I'll stop and let him.
It's
So,
always good to hear Lee Ritenour's name being mentioned.
All right, now Jorgen's got the floor.
For what?
First up, the show.
You want a theme?
Yes.
I just took something very, very fast and then making a tribute to a person that passed away this past week.
Oh.
Who's that?
That being Richard Derbyshire, the singer of the band Living in a Box.
Oh, okay.
For Americans, mostly famous for the song Living in a Box.
Yeah, I remember that song. I'm living in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box.
But in Europe, they had a lot of more hits. But he's a favorite. It was his favorite singer of mine because he had a fantastic, powerful, and cool voice. And Living in a Box was a band that seemed to have a whole lot of fun on stage and in videos. So it's a very favorite band of mine. So I put together some stuff where he is participating. His first band was back in 1983-84, a band called Zuzu Sharks. And they were a band that at some point sounded a little familiar in my book to Living in a Box, maybe. They were very short-lived. They released some singles, but they never released a full album because due to differences in musical direction, Richard Derbyshire left the band before the album was released. But they released this. So they released this album, Love Tumbles Down. And there he is in the middle. This is a great one. This is Eyes of the World. This in the middle. 65 years old he became. So this is a great from 1984. Then in 1985, he walked in the studio where a couple of guys were doing a demo recording for a song called "Living in a Box," and he was invited to do the vocals on that of those demos, and it turned out to be real good. In 1987, that song came out as the song "Living in a Box" that became a worldwide hit.
I remember that song, yeah.
Then came the follow-up, "Scales of Justice."
Mm-hmm.
And the debut album.
Nice.
Then back in 1989 came this single, "Blow the House Down." That also became a big hit here in Europe. Then came a real favorite song of mine, the title track of the coming album, "Gate Crashing." A real hard-hitting, fun-loving song. We have "So the Story Goes." We have a ballad called "Room in Your Heart" that actually became a big hit here in Europe. Another great one, "A Different Air." In 1990, their label, Chrysalis, was partly bought up by EMI, which led to that Richard Derbyshire and the record label had differences, and they also had some differences with how the music in the band would go. So Richard Derbyshire left the band because of that in the middle of the making of the third album, and became a solo artist. Unfortunately, those solo singles with him is not all that easy to find. He had some solo albums. He became a producer and composer, and he also held some workshops in London for upcoming artists in how to write songs. The closest thing I have to a solo stuff with him is this single that is made though in the middle of the first and the second album back in 1988. Well, he provides vocal track on Jelly Bean and the song "Coming Back for More." Here is him. And he died about week and a half ago, 65 years old. So rest in peace, Richard Derbyshire.
Well, that's young, man.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to do a tribute video-wise, so I take this instead. I done one on my blog, though.
And you have some new stuff that we didn't get to see on Sunday because I canceled my stream.
A bunch of 45s.
Nice.
Yeah, I was wondering because I had checked to see if you were doing a stream Sunday, and
I think Judah and I should be back on Sunday this week.
2 blind buys that I bought for 10 cents. This is a band called Europa, which I first thought was some kind of maybe Spanish folk music. So I thought that this might be utterly garbage. It turned out to be a lot better than I thought, though. This is French, and it was Disco from 1978.
Turn me
Really?
off, turn me on. What a title.
Yeah.
Uh,
When
and
you
and
said Europa, make me think of Santana album, if I remember right.
well, he's not involved here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that one has spelled it with EU, ROPA.
Uh, uh, Judging from the blind buys I did previously from the same place, disco from the 70s of French style hasn't been that good to me, but this was actually pretty good.
That's good.
As was this is an artist called Jerome. His first name starts with an S. I haven't been Googling yet what his full name is. Jerome with If You Walk Out of That Door.
That,
This is from 1980. Turned also out to be a really great one with a lot of horns and great groove.
Is that a white promo?
No, it is an original. It is original release. So this is also staying in the collection.
I was going to say with that other one where you said that he's don't like that much French disco. Well, of course, it's hard to beat ABBA from your home
I don't
country.
I don't think this is French though. It is a lot of.
No, I'm talking about that first one you showed.
Okay, okay.
You had the Europa one.
Then a couple of 45s that more familiar to me and that I was very happy to find actually. This is British soul group 5 Star. These are the sibling Pearsons, which were managed and produced by their father, most likely to be some kind of an Jackson 5 style band. I think
Of course.
if I'm not wrong, they were pretty much controlled by their father, also, pretty much like 5 Star, pretty much like Jackson 5. But I like 5 Star a whole lot. It's a great 80s soul band, and I didn't know that this 45 actually existed. Love Takes Over. I had a lot of 45s with them, but not this one.
Hmm.
Here is the one that was actually on my wish list that I'm happy to find. This is a new wave classic from 1980. 1980. Jonna Louie and You Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties.
I don't know that one.
Some new wave synth pop.
Hmm.
Now there are only 70 stuff left. From South Africa comes the girl group Clout and the song Substitute. It was a huge hit. I'll be your substitute whenever you want me. Woo-hoo. This one I was very happy to find. One of my absolute favorite albums of all time is Jean-Michel Jarre's Oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
And I managed to find the 45 of it, of Oxygen 4.
Wow.
This is the only stuff from this musical / movie that is coming in to my house from the movie Grease, and it is the title track by Frankie Valli. That one is great, but that is the only song from Grease that comes into my house.
The whole soundtrack of Grease is awesome, Jorgen.
I can't stand. I have a hard time listening. It's too cheesy for me.
Summer loving, hand me a blast. Classic.
Come on, turning down Olivia.
It's so cheesy. It's too cheesy. 50s.
Come on, Hopelessly Devoted to You. That was a hit.
Yeah, it might be, but it's too cheesy for my taste. But this one is great. And I managed to go without a final, without a proper sleeve, but still I managed to find Elton John's Crocodile Rock.
Oh, that's a great song. What's the
Song
flip
is it?
side?
Pardon?
What's the flip side?
Which song is it?
Elderly Wine.
Oh yeah, that's a good one
Okay.
too. Elderberry wine. And
I
that's
guess
from Don't
I
Shoot
guess I
Me.
have to show it again on Sunday. So, but here's the one.
Yeah, those are great. You got some good stuff, and the blind buys were good this time.
Well, do you notice with mine room now that I'm recording in? I'm in the same room. Or where I'm filming in. Is that I'm using my laptop now. My 13-year-old laptop. I just have it hardwired into the internet now. I figured I'd try it today, and that way, see, right here is my amp, a JVC amp, like from the 80s or 90s.
Nice. And you got a cassette deck too.
Yeah, well, that I'm going to be getting rid of. That's working more. It might just be broken built.
Well, I should get it checked out. I mean, if
Well,
it's still fixable, I mean,
normally I'd fix it myself. I was a computer and electronics technician.
oh, I wouldn't get rid of that thing. If you can get that thing working, cassettes are making a comeback.
Yeah, I know. I have so many cassettes that it's not funny.
I almost forgot I had something else to show you. Now, last Thursday, I went for my electrocardiogram, my second one. I haven't got the results yet, but after I went with my friend to Costco, and we had to pick up a few things there, and I got there was a sale going on, so I got some jogging pants, and I forget what I paid for those, but they had slippers that were regular $24.99, and they were $15. So I said, "Oh, I got to get a pair." So I'll show you. I only have to take off one because they both look the same anyway. So now let me get closer so you can see this if I don't fall off my chair. Now, these were memory foam. And the memory foam is what I love. It's so comfortable on your feet with the memory foam. So these are them. That's what it looks like. And there's the memory foam inside. Isn't that beautiful? And this is Deer Foams, but it's spelled DEAR. So this is beautiful. So I love these. You just slip your foot in there, and it's so comfortable. Oh, I love these.
Well,
can you talk in them?
Can I talk in them?
Yeah, you said phone.
Foam.
That's okay. I was thinking you can take also to take the antenna out and you talk in the phone.
Well,
No.
slipper.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's my daughter got them for me a few years ago, and they're still going good.
Yeah, so before you came in, Jorgen, Tim was telling me that his wife has to get a new car.
And so does my son.
Yeah, because he got hit by a deer. He hit a deer.
Oh, dear.
No, a deer, a female deer. Yep, so tell them what you're doing for Christmas.
I hope there were no injuries.
No, well, my daughter-in-law, she was in pain some, and she thinks she has PTSD now of cars because of that. Because it came out all of a sudden on them, and my son didn't have any time to stop.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, back in 2021, right around the same spot, I hit a deer. Not 2021, 2011, I mean. Or no, 2001. Because it was just after 911, we were going to go get a flag. And we not even a mile away from where we lived, a deer charged me. about the same, and that this was about like the same thing,
Wow.
but around the exact same spot is where it happened.
I remember a couple of years ago, my friend, my uncle hit a moose when he was
Yeah,
driving.
we don't have that problem down here. Moose haven't, it don't come down this far. Normally, anyway. We've had bears once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but usually they stay up in Wisconsin.
Ah. Mm-hmm. So, Jorgen, now we get to the part of the show where we talk about some wrestling. Any new wrestling stuff you've watched?
Well, I watched a house show from 1987. Though problem is I fell asleep after half of it.
Uh,
It's not because of the show; it was because I was tired.
Ah.
I also watched a couple of episodes of Sunday Night Heat. It was called the one that was before SmackDown.
I, I was going to say, I'll add also about for with the wrestling that he's not referring to you wrestling with the package, trying to get it to open.
No.
Hmm.
Now, this Sunday Night Heat was before SmackDown in the Attitude Era, and it was a couple of they had. I found a channel on YouTube that put out a whole bunch of Sunday Night Heat episodes that just put them also in kind of a cataloged order, so you can get them in the same date. So I will go through them. So they're only 45 minutes long. So
Not bad. And what year does it fall back on?
1988, 1998, 1999.
Ah, only 2 seasons.
Yeah, because then after 99, SmackDown started, and it became known as just Heat. And it was more or less a show that was with low carders. Going from a show where they actually was part of the main event roster, it became a show that just was just low carders wrestling each other. So it became less interesting after when SmackDown started.
Yeah, a lot of people on Discord who I follow, every week in some of the Discord servers, they're always talking about Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, but it's extremely hard to find Monday Night Raws on YouTube that are, of course, there are those that WWE put out recently before they had their Netflix.
Yeah, because I have Netflix, so
Yeah.
I get it all on there. But
before that, they did put out shortened 90 minutes Raw shows. But older Raws is extremely hard to find online because of copyright. WWE is extremely hard on some pay-per-views. Raws, SmackDowns, extremely hard to find on YouTube. Heat, a little easier because it's not seen as valuable as the other ones.
Yeah,
and
I was
on
going
Netflix, they also have all the WrestleMania starting from the very first one.
I was going to say, like I watch a lot of streaming stuff anymore, and there's one like a free live one where it's a live channel where all it shows is wrestling 24 hours a day.
Then, of course, I've seen also some older indie stuff in bed before going to sleep at times.
Mm-hmm.
Some AWA, USWA, and so on.
Yeah. Like, I think the 80s was the best wrestling ever. That's when it was good.
Well, that depends on. I usually say that each decade had its stuff that are best on. 80s were the best on the feeling and the humor and so on. 90s were maybe some of the best when it comes to storyline wise. So they had some of the best storylines. O's were at the best when it comes to maybe the wrestling itself, and so on and so
Yeah, the one I liked in the 90s was Yokozuna.
on. No, I have a hard time with his gimmick. It was just a sumo wrestler. I thought it was, and he was too big to do. He had some great moves, but he didn't. It was too big to do real great. He couldn't last a long match because of his weight.
Yeah, but I like all the ones from the 80s because I knew everybody who they were. Like the 90s, I didn't know much of them. Even the 2000s, I didn't know much of them. I don't know much of them.
I was going to say the big thing in the 70s was roller derby.
I haven't watched that much 70s, but I will assume that the matches are might be a little too slow for me.
Their race had it's not really wrestling. They're skating and they're knocking each other down and stuff. Being rough, like
Yeah,
the women do that.
I was going to say it can't be all that much drop kicks and so on.
Yeah, but just watching the women fighting on it.
Mm. Yeah, all that roller derby was pretty big in the late 70s. Like if you look at the movie Rollerball with James Caan.
Yeah.
But they made a remake of it, but it wasn't as good as the original.
I watched a roller derby match once, and I didn't understand one damn thing about it. It looked like
I can't even remember it anymore. And we used to watch it every week, every Saturday.
It looks like land hockey game on crack.
I remember back in the day, in the 70s, every Saturday afternoon around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my dad would go upstairs and he'd get his beer. He liked to drink this beer called Dow, D-O-W. They don't make it anymore. And he would get his beer and he'd come downstairs, sit in a chair, and I'd sit there with my sister and we'd watch the skiing. And my sister had a Barbie doll called Honey. And Honey she was a Barbie skiing Barbie. And we'd sit there and we'd watch Wide World of Sports. Remember that show, Tim?
Yeah. Yeah.
And bow, 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 bow. Remember the theme song?
Yellow song for the CBS equivalent of it.
Yeah, because that was it was hosted by Howard Cosell or something like that.
Yeah. Are we talking about skiing downhill or cross country skiing?
No, it was the downhill skiing where they had the ski jumps and stuff. That's what we used to watch, and they had the boxing, they had the running, they all the different sports you could think of on Wild World of Sports. I used to watch that with my dad and my sister.
I remember downhill skiing. You had the Mayer brothers, Phil and Steve Mayer.
Yeah.
And you had the Swedish Ingemar Stenmark.
And there was another professional skier. Her name was Peekaboo Street.
Oh yeah. I remember her.
But Sweden wasn't that high on female skiing in those days because we didn't have any huge star there.
Mm-hmm.
We in Sweden we had downhill skiing, but not those jumping because we had a huge star in Sweden named Ingemar Stenmark, and he was a huge star. It was the kind of when he was skiing in a contest, they rolled in the television in schools even.
Yeah, see here in the U.S. now for skiing, it's mainly NBC that shows it. A lot of times that's on Sundays because NBC shows football, American football, Sunday evenings, but in Sunday afternoons they usually you have to have some type of sport on on
Excuse
Saturdays
me.
they have like college sports on, like football. Right now, American football is a
Hmm.
big thing. So
Yeah, I remember Saturday afternoons. It was Wild World of Sports, and then we played Monopoly with my dad in the afternoon downstairs in the basement. I'll never forget that. Saturdays were nostalgic in my
yeah,
house back in the day.
yeah. See, on CBS it was CBS Sports Spectacular with that yellow with the yellow song "Fire on High." It started off.
Yeah, and I think they also had ABC Sports or something,
Yeah,
or was it NBC Sports? I can't
NBC
remember.
Sports.
One of the two.
ABC was the wide world of sports.
Yeah, Wild World of Sports, and then there was NBC Sports or something. Yeah, my dad would flick the channels and he'd look what other things were on, and
Yeah,
yeah, I remember those days. So you don't have classic shows like that anymore. Kids don't know what we had back in the day. We had some good stuff. We
yeah.
even had Untamed World. We had Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. We had all good shows back then.
And with all the sports, it's not that would have a lot of these on wide world of sports. They were more like people that were in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what the fun thing is? The kids of today that says those older guys doesn't know what we have today.
No, we had some good stuff back in the day. We even had better toys back in the day.
yep,
I
Like,
can't compare because I don't
like
know.
GI Joes.
do you remember Etch a Sketch?
Oh yeah,
I had one of those. I
the
would play with that thing for hours.
early version of a tablet.
Yeah, that was what it was. And I remember playing with that thing, and then you shake it to
I
erase
used to
all
have
what you
one.
drew and stuff. Then one of the biggest things I remember in the 70s was Spirograph.
Yeah,
I never had
I was
one,
going to
but
say that I had one for a while, and that's gone back. Has become popular some again.
yeah, then they had the Easy Bake Oven, which my sister wanted, but my mom was too worried about fires and stuff, so she never got one.
Just
And
keep the light bulb in it for heating.
and every year I would ask for this, but I never got it. I wanted Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but I never got it.
My best friend had Perry. He had picked up some at like an antique store. He bought recently.
Like I always wanted that, but I never got it. It's like I don't know. I just wish I had it when I was a kid because my sister and I used to watch the cartoons and all the commercials would come on for toys and we go, I want that, I want that, I want that. And I said, oh look, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And I said to my sister Terry, if we got that, we could pretend we're beating each other up because my sister and I fought a lot, you know. So we could pretend that's you, that's you, that's you, and every time we watch a show and people are fighting with each other and be getting beaten up, we'd say that's you, that's you, that's you, and that's why my parents never got us Rock and Sock and
Yeah,
Robots
see,
because it would end in a big fight.
Perry had one when he was a kid, and we'd always go down into his basement playing that.
But I remember I got one of those. It was like a foosball table, but it was hockey with all the players, and you could slide it. You know, with the sticks there that you slide, pull it out the metal sticks, and you can move the guys
Oh
around. You can
yeah,
move the goalies. I
air
had
hockey,
one of
or
those.
yeah, that or like air hockey.
You know, I never had an air hockey thing, but though air hockey's fun.
Yeah,
And
but
I had a small pool table at one time. Wasn't the best, but the balls kept flipping off the table every time I tried to bank a shot. And we would go boink. I was like, heads up, here comes the ball. Fire in the hole.
well, Perry and I when we after we turned 18, because he's 13 days older than me. we'd go to bars and play pool and drink beer at least once a week.
And I remember in the 80s they had the Pac-Man video games you could take home, but not like for an Atari system or anything like that, like a handheld little thing. I had
Yeah,
a yellow one that looked like the shape of Pac-Man, but there was another one that looked like an arcade one. It was the loudest thing I ever heard in my life because my cousin Glenn had one. All you heard when the ghosts were going around, it was so loud, it would go do 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 do. It was so freaking loud. It's like you could go deaf
like
playing that
sound like
bloody thing.
firing lasers.
It's like, but mine was, it had the theme, the Pac-Man theme. Then it was, then when you go around, it made these little clicking noises. Do 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 do. When you go around, getting all the little dots and stuff, and the cherries and the fruits and everything. And I mean, at least with that, it was quiet. But that other one, oh god, it could give you a freaking headache. 5 minutes of playing that thing, you want to stop playing that thing
Yeah.
because it's so bloody loud.
Something I had was it was an Atari one. It was Breakout. This this wasn't like the Atari 2600 or whatever. This was just a Breakout game before they came out with their computer systems, and had Breakout and or which is like the game called Darkanoid, and it had that. But then also it had a thing where you could be playing, you can play music, and it had lights going to the music.
Oh wow.
And so I did that a lot.
And I remember Atari, they said the worst game ever put on Atari was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. It didn't follow the movie. It was kind of weird. I've seen people play it on YouTube. It was a piece of crap game, and it looked really bad. I mean, what a waste of money getting that for Christmas, if you ask me. That game. It looked, Jorgen. You should see it. It was like, oh my god, it's awful.
Well, it was most likely desperate ways to provide money from the then popular movie.
Yeah, it didn't do well. It didn't do too well. Trust me. But you know what? The best system I ever had was Nintendo. There were some fun games like Super Mario. You had Duck Hunt and all those games, and that was fun.
I still have one in my living room.
You do?
Yeah, but I can't play with it because there are no. I have flat TV, and the Nintendo 8-bits doesn't can't go into a flat TV.
Oh, you don't have an old school TV that you keep around just for it?
No.
Oh man, if you ever find one,
I assume that it will soon go to sale, but I haven't decided yet where and for how much money.
and if it's not too expensive, you should get one.
It was Breakout that I had.
I just had problems getting away with a thick TV. I have just had enough problem getting away with the one I have. I don't need the problem again. I'm very happy with the TV I have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to play video games all that much these days, even though I like, of course, prefer Nintendo 8-bits.
Yeah, see, we have like 3 TVs in our apartment.
Wow. Well, I haven't seen the trailers for this yet, but apparently there's a trailer for a new cartoon movie coming out, Super Mario Galaxy. And I heard it's in the makes. I saw the cartoon. They're making a Legend of Zelda movie, a live action. It looks really like the princess looks really amazing.
I like the first 2 Zelda games.
You're supposed to play games, not watch them in movies where someone has already done the ending.
But a fantasy film like that, it would work.
Yeah, I like the first 2 Zelda games.
Yeah, The Adventures of Link. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But now the ones on the Switch, The Zelda games for the Switch, they look amazing. The graphics look fantastic. Never played them, but I've seen other people play them online on Twitch or on YouTube. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, my daughter has a Switch, and she also has shoot, I can't remember what.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it
she has an Xbox. I think she has.
Only on PlayStation 4.
I saw it was coming out a new feature movie with the Simpsons. Simpsons 2.
Yeah, that's coming out too. I want to see that. I love this movie.
And the first one was good.
I go watch that in the big screen. And if we all live close to each other, we could all watch it together.
Yeah.
The Simpsons. Yeah, we'll bring Christopher. He'll buy us all the popcorn and drinks.
He lives closer to me than to you.
Yeah. So, what are you going to watch tonight, Tim?
I don't know yet.
Me either.
Oh, wait. I might watch NCIS out of it's Tuesday night NCIS night on CBS.
Ooh. And what about you, Jorgen?
I have a WWE show from 1983 to see. I might watch that in bed tonight.
Oh, that sounds good.
If you can keep your eyes open long enough, huh?
Most likely not, but it's great entertainment to fall asleep to.
Well, if you took a nap, you should be wide awake. I don't know what I'll watch. Maybe I'll watch on Pluto
at night anyway.
Maybe on Pluto TV tonight. I might watch Knight Rider because they have Knight Rider on there now, and they also have Rawhide with Clint Eastwood. Jorgen.
Yeah, I have all the Knight Rider. I only missing one season of Knight Riders until I have complete on DVD boxes.
Well, I know last night on Pluto TV on the 80s Action Channel, they were showing, you might know it from this theme song. Let's see if you can guess it, Jorgen. Da, 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 da.
It sounds like the A-Team.
It is.
Yep, it is.
But I never saw it. I never saw A-Team. My friend was more of an A-Team fan than I was.
Oh, it's good. And B.A. Baracus, Mr. Key in there, you know. George Papard. That's a good show.
A-Team was never viewed on Swedish television until in the 90s on commercial channels.
And actually, speaking of that,
as we had only 2 channels in Sweden in the 80s, it was never viewed in Swedish television.
It doesn't really show a good picture of him, but there he is. He's in Breakfast at Tiffany's. George Papard.
I thought you were going to say Mr. T.
No.
Yeah, see,
the
in the U.S., we had like maybe the 3, maybe 4 big stations until like into the mid to late 70s, when all these cable channels started coming out.
Or I might watch one of my classic movies here. I might watch The Wizard of Oz again, but with the audio commentary or something, you know, or maybe Summer Stock, or well, I don't know. Love Finds Andy Hardy. You never know.
Maybe I'll watch something on Tubi.
Yeah.
Tubi or not Tubi?
Yeah. So what did you say was on Tubi? The movie?
There's
oh yeah, Meet Me in St. Louis. You said was on there.
Yeah. And also that Christmas story one that I told you about. So.
That's a little too early for Christmas stuff for me. But you know what, Jorgen? Friday. If you're a Beatles fan, you're going to be excited like me. Beatles Anthology 4 comes out. The box set. Yeehaw!
You know I'm not that kind of Beatles fan.
Oh, I am. Yep. And then the following week, the Beatles Anthology documentary comes out on Disney Plus, which I'm really excited to see because they have an episode 9 now with new stuff that we never saw. So that's going to be cool. I'm really excited for that. Yeah. And it's also American Thanksgiving for Tim. So
That's
Kim
a
will
week from
pound down
Thursday.
on some turkey and stuffing and pumpkin pie.
Yep, but that's a week from Thursday. This Thursday, it's regular day.
But your Thanksgiving is better than what we get here in Canada. You get a freaking parade. We get nothing.
Yeah, it used to be like 3 or 4 parades.
Oh yeah.
Now it's one. The
And,
Macy's parade.
and then in the afternoon, they always show on the Friday the International Dog Show.
Yeah.
But then I think Friday night they show how the Grinch stole Christmas. So I'm excited for that because I love the Grinch. Mm-hmm. So that should be cool.
Well, at least we have all the Snoopy uh, holiday videos on DVD, so we can watch those.
Oh yeah, definitely. And no ads, no commercials.
Or the Peanuts, I should say. Yeah.
And we hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. So I'd say it's time to wind it up. I think we had a pretty good show today.
I think we did.
So we'll be back next week at the same time. I don't have any doctor's appointments or anything scheduled for next Tuesday, so I'll be
stay
around.
tuned. Same time, same bat channel.
So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking and eating.
Bye-bye.